So what are your experiences in managing this special program and this? Yeah.
This program actually came as a final product after so many years of cooperation between my department, especially myself, and Stuttgart University, different team members, and we applied for it in 2010, got it, and since then we're having really some interesting time, challenging in trying to get something really new in its format, in its setting, in its finance, to keep it running and to have it up and alive. So the whole experience is quite challenging, but yet very interesting. Difficulties related to multidisciplinarity, two universities working in parallel in sometimes and sequential in other times, two different educational systems working together, students from different backgrounds asking different questions, having different expectations, professors teaching together. That's also something interesting to see how it develops and how it evolves, not only within the program, but also sometimes it evolves outside the program in other activities that they can get involved in together.
The most important challenges Cairo, the city, faces today with regards to town planning, what are they?
I think it has been two major problems, and still they are. The issue of informal areas and the issue of transportation. So these are the two big challenges that Cairo is facing. There are also some other issues related to living standard, quality of life, pollution, but I would say that they come at the second level after informal areas and transportation. If these two problems were tackled properly, I think most of the problems that the city is facing will drastically reduce.
And can the postgraduate courses really help to solve these problems?
We hope that and that's actually our aim, because the problem of transportation, the problem of informal areas, both are multidisciplinary. And why the problem has not been well taken care of, because usually in Egypt, sectoral planning prevails rather than integrated planning. So transportation problem is only being handled by transportation and traffic engineers in isolation from economists, from socialists, from planners, and that did not help really the problem to soothe, as it can be seen. Also, the problem of the informal areas it was only dealt with either at the level of architecture or urban planning, sometimes at the level of local management, local authorities, but never was dealt with within an integrated context where really socio-economic problems also are being dealt with. So you'll be dealing with informal areas from the sense of, oh, it's deteriorated, it's a bad environment, blah, 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 but you're not really talking about why the people are still going there, are still forcing the environment to be like that, and maybe in some time they are resisting development. And that is an aspect that needs to be tackled if the problem will ever be solved, is to think of the inhabitants and to get them on board and to have the socio-economic aspects within the planning procedure, not only have it as a physical problem or a problem that the city does not look as we want it to look like, but also the people who live there, they don't live like what they would wish to live like. And we have questions for that and we have to answer.
These are many perspectives, and how important for especially that is the exchange between different scholarship holders, like it was practiced in the Millennium Express in these workshops.
I think it's quite interesting how you see, because we have our first intake now in Stuttgart, and of course they are dealing with issues not yet related directly with Cairo or related to the MENA region. They touch on it from still a distance. When they come to Cairo next semester, they will be working with it actually on grounds. But what we noticed is a difference in how the students are actually thinking based on their backgrounds. So students are, or applicants who came from relatively smaller cities like Amman in Jordan or Tunisia in Tunisia, they have different approaches to deal with this complex issue. They deal with it differently on the size of a neighborhood. Those who are coming from Cairo, they are used to the complexity, and sometimes they sink in the complexity and they never manage to get out. Students who are coming from Germany are also having a different approach for that because they're seeing it from really a distance, and they can have quite creative, sometimes not really realistic, but still a creative idea handled by a local can be realistic and can bring something that has never been thought of. We think that the combination of these cultural differences and diversity would bring the best out of each one of them, and would also bring the best out to the city and to the region, because only out of these diversity and differences you can get creative and innovative ideas.
Yeah, a pool of creativity then.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, is trying to prepare them as think tanks, thinking network, people who can appreciate the complexity of the issue, still are target oriented, really needs to solve something and really needs a solution. They don't want just talk and talk and talk, but they have to get something done, and they have to deal with the people directly, not behind the glass, but just directly, face to face. And for that, actually in the case study, or most of the work that we're doing within the course, the students are actually working on real problems with real people, with real institutions, and their mandate along the road is actually usually to define their role. So they don't only be handed a task, but they have also to define the task. This is what professionals would usually have in reality, is a complex situation and no task is defined. So the first step to success is to really either define the task or to rethink the tasks that you've been handed from authorities or from wherever. You have your brain, you have to feedback, and sometimes it's not the perfect life that authorities really knows what they want to do and what should be done.
A last question, your personal goal for change, what would it be? How would you describe it?
My personal goal for change, I mean, along so many other things that I would like to get out of that program, if we manage to really build a strong network of our graduates who can think together for solving either joint problems or individual problems, to keep the trend and the tradition of this teamwork and thinking in diverse society, thinking in diverse mind, appreciating the others, and trying to take on board from whatever I hear, whatever can be useful. If we manage in 5 years' time, if I see the graduates, our fresh graduates, first class graduates, still in contact and still helping each other, still cooperating in their own projects, I think this is my ultimate goal.